Hey everyone, Josh here. Doing a quick video on TDI, PD Injector Disassembly. It's going to be a quick video on how to turn 4 operational injectors into a pile of scrap in a hurry. There's very few shops in North America that'll touch these, let alone calibrate them and balance them and stuff. So we're going to take them apart and see what's all inside. So right here I've got, these are the BRM injectors. They're the smallest plunger bodies themselves, so these are perfect for disassembling because they're not really the greatest for swapping bigger nozzles onto because of that. So we're going to be taking this one here apart. So you got to clean all the carbon off, make sure it's nice and clean. You can see these ones are all kind of carboned up and stuff like that. So once you got that clean, then you're going to need to make a counter hold tool, which I'll go into specifics here shortly. Another thing is you want to make sure your work area is nice and clean because obviously the injectors are very tight tolerance, so make sure everything's good and clean and your workbench is clean and you don't have sawdust everywhere and stuff like that. So let's get into the specifics of the counter hold tool and why you need it. So we'll just go over the quick functions here of this PD injector. Basically, so this plunger here gets actuated by the cam rocker assembly. That's what pressurizes your fuel. This solenoid valve here, I like to call it your spill valve. So as your plunger comes down, that either will close, so then fuel has to go out the nozzle, or it'll open and it'll allow fuel back into your inlet there, and obviously not inject. And then you got your nut assembly here, and then your nozzle down here. So the reason we have this tool is if you just try to loosen this nut off, your nozzle is going to spin and you're going to shear all the alignment dowels in there and possibly damage the nozzle and the bodies, whatever you want to call them, inside of there. So that takes me to this part here. Oh, I should probably say this video is obviously just for informational or entertainment purposes. If you haven't clued in yet, I'm not a Bosch injection shop or a very good fabricator for that matter. So yeah, I'm not responsible if you wreck your 4 functioning injectors. So the idea with this, I'm not sure if this is the best way to do it, but this is what I thought up of, is your injector will sit like this. This C channel here, this cutout, basically sit there. Got this fancy dancy clamp that'll hold that down into that C channel. And then you got that little hole, it should line up to the tip of your injector nozzle and apply the axial force that you need. I think I used that word right. Pushing that in, and then you can loosen that nut off without shearing everything. That's a very small hole. I really doubt I can get this zoomed in. This might work. Okay, yeah, not a chance. So anyways, you can see where the holes are on the nozzle. You obviously, zoom back out here. You obviously don't want to be pushing on the holes because you can mar them up, and then for whatever reason, if you're deciding to reuse these nozzle bodies, that'll basically make them junk. So I forget what size I drilled that, quite small, but still needs to be big enough to kind of push on this outside edge here. But let's see if I wreck this injector. Since I'm not sure how well that camera worked out, so nozzle, there's the plunger body inside. Here's the first part of the stack. So you want to make sure all your mating surfaces are good, clean. There's your spring and your shims. That's the body with your locating pins. I've got a little bit of research to do. I didn't think this was going to work out as well as it did. So I'm going to try and explain what's all going on here. But yeah, just want to make sure all your mating surfaces are good. The inside of the body. And then, yeah, I'm going to set all this stuff aside. And I think take the solenoid apart and see what's on the other side here. Okay, so if you've seen any of my V10 videos, you can sometimes see I don't always have the correct tool. My home garage isn't the best stock. Usually all the tools I need are usually at work, so I have to make do with what I have, and this is a prime example. So I'm trying to get the plunger and spring apart. Basically you want to compress the spring a bit, so a bench vise would work good if you have one. I don't. So some vice grips work. If you look inside there, right, where's my finger? Right there you can see a little tab. So there'll be one there and one on the other side, so when the spring travels upwards, when it's not compressed by the vice grips, that's going to hit a stop. So you're going to bend that out to get the plunger out, which normally you don't have to touch, but for whatever reason, I mean, this one's just getting stripped right apart just for fun, so I guess we'll see how this goes. Cool. So you can see the two tabs I was talking about. I guess that's the injector body it locks onto right there. And then here's your plunger, which on this one's actually a, get this off here. So that's what creates your fuel pressure, and this one's actually 7.5 mil, I think. I haven't measured it because it obviously just fell out of there. But that's that. See right through it. So next up is the spill valve. So there, it's all disassembled. I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. So obviously, if you are watching this video just to do a nozzle swap, I've obviously taken more stuff apart than you have to. It's more or less, needed some parts for some future videos. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to follow along with what's up next, I think I've got some pretty cool PD videos coming up next, so I guess like and subscribe and stay tuned for when they come out. Alright, thanks for watching.